Hey everyone, Danny here today to talk to you about one of the more unique health and fitness books that I've ever listened to. I'm talking about the book, The Oxygen Advantage. It's a book that when I got it, I expected it to be on how to breathe, box breathing, how to do different styles of more of a yoga or a meditation style breathing, which all of the books on breathing that I've read, and that you can get books on breathing, you can get books on breathing techniques. That's how those books approach breathing, from a meditation or a yoga, box breathing, all that different kinds of stuff. That's not how this book approaches it. The premise of this book is the doctor who's written it has done multiple studies. And the premise of the book is that most of us breathe through our mouth when we should be breathing through our nose. Now, when I first got the book and I first started listening to the book, I thought, well, that's not me. I breathe through my nose. I'm driving my truck, and my mouth's closed, my tongue's, he gives all that stuff. Yep, I'm doing all that. I'm breathing correctly, no problem here. But then I arrive at my first farm. I get out of my truck, I start to do stuff, and I notice, and this is what this book did, is it made me very, very aware of how I breathe. I notice as soon as I get out of my truck and I start moving around and doing stuff, I start breathing through my mouth. And I'll go back and forth from nose to mouth. And I'll take what I call, he talks about sighing in the book and how sighing is a sign that you're not breathing correctly. And I don't know if what I do is actually a sigh. To me, it was more like sips of air. I'll take these extra sips of air in, but it's definitely not the way you're supposed to breathe. So it made me very aware of how I breathe. He's got what he calls a Bolt score. And the first time I tested myself on the Bolt score, I was shocked. I thought for sure, 20 is average. I thought for sure I'd be average. I'd probably be above average with all of the running and weightlifting and training that I do. Nope. My first Bolt score was 13. Way below average. So I started doing some of the stuff he talks about doing. I started paying attention. I started forcing myself to keep my mouth shut. He talks about people taping their mouths shut at night and when they're doing stuff during the day. And I may end up actually getting some of the tape and trying that, because it takes a lot of attention to catch yourself, constantly catch yourself and retrain yourself to breathe through your nose. Some side effects that I definitely noticed that he brings out in the book. When you first start forcing yourself to breathe through your nose constantly, your nose is going to get runny. It's going to do a lot of running. I was shocked at how often I had to blow my nose and clear my nose as I was breathing through my nose. And if he hadn't have thought, if he hadn't mentioned in the book that happens, I might have thought, well, maybe there's something wrong. Maybe I've got a cold. Maybe I've got a flu. He talks about in the book how breathing through your nose versus breathing through your mouth not only gets you breathing correctly from the diaphragm rather than from the chest, it helps your body to detoxify. That did not make a whole lot of sense to me. However, when I first started forcing myself to breathe through my nose, I went through over a week of flu-like symptoms, constant congestion, really bad congestion in my head. Didn't have the aches and the chills, didn't have the fever, had a sore throat. A lot of symptoms that if you look up what happens when your body detoxifies and when it goes through a serious detoxification, these are signs and symptoms of your body detoxifying. And I had a lot of that. It lasted over a week. It wasn't the flu because I didn't have a fever. I didn't have the aches and the chills. I had the other symptoms, which are, from what I've researched, expressly symptoms of your body detoxifying. So I did, when I changed to breathing through my nose, I did detoxify. I did. He talks about it in the book. The first couple of times when you try, working out and exercising and forcing yourself to breathe through your nose while you do it, it's going to have a massive impact on your workout. And it did. It had a massive impact on my workout. Now, I've been doing it for a couple of weeks. And he says in the book that you'll catch up fairly quickly. I can do a complete, good, hard hour and a half, 2-hour workout at the gym, and almost the entire time breathe through my nose. The only time that I find myself still happening to breathe through my mouth, I've got 2 style workouts that I do. I've got more of a strength workout. I can breathe through my nose through the strength workout, no problem. I've got more of a CrossFit style endurance cardio workout. When I do that one, I catch myself having to gasp for breath still. When I do my trail runs, I'm to the point now, I did a 2.5, 3 mile trail run the other day, and I managed to keep my mouth closed and breathe through my nose for the entire trail run. And I purposely picked an extremely hilly trail, uphill, downhill, the whole 9 yards through my mouth. What was weird was I hit about the halfway mark. And anyone who's a runner, you know about the runner high that you get, where you just reach a point and you feel good. It's called a runner's high for a reason. I hit that point faster than I normally do. But what I noticed was when I hit the point where I got the runner's high, I literally felt like I had this container filled with oxygen. And I was drawing from the bottom of the container, and I didn't need to breathe to support my running. My breath was just keeping the container full, but I was drawing out of the bottom. So I don't know how to explain it other than picture a tub full of water. You're draining out of the bottom, but you've got water coming in, and you've got all that reserve oxygen that's in the tub. Something I noticed though, the trail I was on is a populated trail, so I would pass people. And around here, when you pass people on trail, you tend to smile and say hi. The instant that I would open my mouth and say, hi, afternoon, whatever, I would immediately feel like that extra bubble of oxygen disappeared. And all of a sudden, I was out of breath and short on breath. Now, I would close my mouth, force myself to breathe through my nose, and within just a few strides, that balloon of oxygen would fill back up, and I'd be back to feeling good. So I had to stop actually saying hi and start just waving at people as I pass them. And as long as I didn't speak out of my mouth, didn't breathe through my mouth, didn't use my mouth at all, the second half of the run, I finished the run, and I was like, I want to keep going. I feel great. Now, it's not a super long run. It was only, I think, about 2.5, maybe 3 miles, so it wasn't a super long run, but still, I felt amazing when I was done. The narrator does an excellent job with the narration. Really, really good job with the narration. He's got a mild accent. The author of the book is Irish. So when he mentions that in the book, and I heard the accent of the narrator, I thought, I wonder if this one's read by the narrator. So I went back and looked. It's not read by it's not narrated by the author. You know what I'm trying to say here. But this is a really, really, really good book. If you're looking for a way to up your game and really improve your health for the long term and improve your performance overall, and you're tired of books that give you the same information over and over again, and you want something that is truly unique, get this book. Listen to this book. I've only given you a little bit of what's in the book because I don't want to spoil it. So trust me, you cannot watch my video and go, oh, well, now I know what the book's about. Nope. You need to get the book because I haven't covered 1/10 of what is in that book. Basically, I've just told you what the book has done for me. It's a great book. Definite recommendation. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please send them to me. I will do my best to respond. If you like this video, hit the like button. Please, it helps my channel out. If you like my channel, subscribe, please. Turn on notifications. Share the channel with other book lovers that you love. There's a ton of us out there, and we all love books. And when I find a channel where I've got someone that I enjoy their perspective, I enjoy their presentation, I share it with my buddies who are also book lovers. So please, feel free to share my channel. But this is the absolute most important thing. Make sure that no matter what else you do today, you listen to at least one really good book. Thank you.